Welcome to the EDU-TRIBE channel. My name is Maria Rafael Onya. I am a coach, I am a teacher, I'm a school owner and a consultant. This channel is dedicated to education and business, everything education. And on this channel, we share, we learn, we inspire, and we grow together. Thank you for liking and for subscribing and for listening and sharing my videos. In my last video, I talked about communication. I made a case for parents to talk with their children. Today I ask, how well do you know that child? Yes. How well do you know your child? Will they run to you? Are you the first point of contact if they have a problem? Can you say that you really know this child? It is important that you take time, that you schedule communication with your child. I will be sharing 3 stories with you today to support this campaign. Number 1, there was a student in a school who tried to harm herself. I don't like to use that other word, but you know what I'm talking about. She had written in her diary that she's ugly, she's terrible, nobody likes her, she's not good enough, she's everything terrible, and she's tired of being alive. She said she hated everybody around her. She wrote a lot of negative things. She also wrote the number of times she had attempted to harm herself and what she did. Another student saw the diary and brought it to the school principal. We called, and then we found out that a particular boy in the class had made advances at her, and when she refused, the boy told his friend and they started to bully her. She swallowed everything they said to her and tried to act on it. Now, the surprising part, at this point, she was the most beautiful girl in that school. And I am not joking. Beautiful and brilliant. Today, she's in the US, she's a medical doctor. Do you really know that child? Let me tell you, when we called the parents, they were shocked. They started fighting. They quarreled. This one blamed the other one. But the problem is simple. They were not talking to that child. You see, if the parents were talking to her, nobody from outside will come sow that type of seed in her mind. If the parents were telling her she's beautiful, she's brilliant, she's super, she's fearfully and wonderfully made, if they were talking to her and filling that void, nobody else will come delete that assurance, that comfort, that belief in herself. So do you know your child, and are you talking to your child? Secondly, remember she had a diary. Why would she be writing all that in a diary when your mother should be your diary and your father should be your diary? So are you your child's diary? Are you talking to them? Do you know them? Let me go to the second story. And I have privilege. I know these things firsthand. I was there when they all happened. There was a student who came to the school. They had brought her from another school. She was an A student, and so she quickly went into the science classes. And then she failed everything. Everybody was shocked. How can you have this result and this is your performance? What's going on? The parents shouted, they blamed the school, they screamed, they beat her, they said it was this and that. But we sent her to the counselor. And when she got there, the counselor asked her, "What is the problem? Confide in me." And she said, "The results you have are not really my true status." She said, "I forget most of what I read." She said, sometimes I even forget my subjects. I am not as brilliant as they say I am. I think I have a problem. No matter how I read, I forget everything. So we realized that she had learning disability, and we talked to the parents. They were screaming, they were shouting, but that was the truth. We changed her subjects, changed her class, redirected, created an intervention program for her. She's in her final year in the US right now, studying something she can handle. How well do you know your child? The whole of primary, you didn't know the problem. Mid-secondary, a counselor discovered the problem. So who has been talking to this child? Again, I ask, are you talking to your child? And to my last story for today. There was a student who was being abused by her father's best friend. Someone she calls uncle, somebody who takes care of her, who is supposed to take care of her. They will drop her with him if they were traveling. But he was abusing her. They developed a relationship. Mom did not know, dad did not know. She saved his name with another student's name so that it won't be tracked. How did we find out? She told her classmates that she's in love with her father's friend. Of course, the classmates ran to the principal, and that is how it was discovered. Mom fought with dad, dad fought with mom, there was trouble, all sorts. But the solution was ignored. Nobody was talking to this child. How do you have time? How does a child have time to chat for hours all night with daddy's friend? Nobody was watching. Nobody was talking. There was no communication. She had to tell students in school. How well do you know your child? This question is for you and for myself. We need to get to know them. We need to talk with them. We need to hold honest conversations. Start from when they're very young. We need to find out what is happening, because remember again, you should be the diary. If they're not talking to you, they're talking to someone else. If you're not covering that gap, someone will fill it up for you. So it's important you make out time. I know how much you work, how you struggle. I know they get on your nerves, but you need to talk to them. Talk to them, and the right time is now. And make it a lifelong activity. How well do you know your child? Remember, Maria Onya on the EDU-TRIBE channel, talking to parents, talking to students, to teachers, to school owners, and everybody else. Know your child. Thank you. Subscribe and share, and see you in my next video, which is also on communication. God bless you. Bye-bye.